Hello, this is Julian with Coffee Reviews, and today is part 2 of my top 10 favorite coffees of 2020 list. Now, if you're a subscriber or a regular watcher of this channel, then I just have a quick favor to ask to wait until the end of this video. I'm working on a project for 2021 that I wanted to begin the year with, so just wait until the end, very small favor. We'll get into more details of that a little bit later. But let me go through the rules of this list again one more time real quick. So basically, I cannot use the same coffee roaster more than twice. I cannot use the same coffee country more than twice. And this entire list is comprised of coffees I've already reviewed on this channel. So, picking up where we left off at number 5, it is the Natural Ethiopia Shantawini from Onyx. And this is kind of funny because this one was featured in one of my blind taste test videos and it finished 3rd on that day. That being said, it was very early in its roast. And after it aged, it turned out to be probably one of my favorites Onyxes I've had in the past couple of years. Pretty nice fruit bomb, very strawberry and tropical fruit forward. Got so good that it beat out that Natural Ethiopia Baridi Strawberry Sundae from Luna that I really loved, as well as the Ethiopia Bombay Natural, also from Onyx, that finished 1st on that day in the video. I have to say, Onyx seems to have redeemed themselves in my eyes after I had kind of a shaky experience with their washed version of this coffee. A pretty weird and out there coffee that I did not necessarily enjoy, and this more than made up for it, being one of my favorite coffees of the year. Coming in at number 4 is the Mario Alarcon Natural Guatemala from Sweet Bloom. And the one thing I want to say with this coffee was, again, patience, because even drinking this coffee nonstop for 16 days, making myself 1 cup of it every day for 16 days, I still don't think I was ever able to truly experience the best of this coffee. I got wild and ranging flavors from stuff like blackberry, purple fruits, so even what I've described as purple gushers, mango, watermelon, bubblegum, and even then I feel like I was kind of scratching the surface with this coffee. It's tricky, complex, and I don't know if I figured out everything that comes from it. But that being said, it lived up to a lot of the hype and expectations I had had for this coffee, and therefore it easily finishes at my number 4 spot. Most years it probably would have been even higher than that though. Right, coming in at number 3 is the Hacienda La Esmeralda Natural Panama from Passenger. I'm going to try to keep this one a little short because I could probably talk for 20 minutes about this coffee and this experience, but I was stationed over in Lancaster to kind of wait out a hurricane, and it was pouring like crazy. You can see in the video the immense amount of rain, how wet I am in that video. And I go inside of the Passenger, and they have a giant list of coffees from previous years. So this is kind of cheating because this coffee is actually from 2019, I believe, but this huge list of coffees that they have frozen that they can make you right then and there in store, and this is the one I went with after a long time deliberating. This coffee lived up to every bit of the expectation for both a Panama and something that was worth even freezing. I can't rave enough about this coffee. It was obviously at its best after it had cooled down and you were getting a super delicate and soft cup of coffee. Some pretty wild out there fruit flavors, those unique, what I like to describe as fruity cereal tastes to it. I'm glad that the barista picked this one because this one was every bit as good as he had said, and this experience as a whole is probably the most memorable coffee experience I've ever had, just being in that pouring rain in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Right, coming in at number 2 is the Caballero Geisha Washed Honduras from Tim Wendelboe. In one of my more recent reviews, and given the expectations for, well, Tim Wendelboe being one of the best coffee roasters in the entire world, and washed Central American Geishas being my favorite coffee in the entire world, the marriage of the two was everything I'd hoped for. It was right in line with both expectations as well as being unique enough to stand out. So in that video, the things that really stood out were, of course, the florals, very soft, delicate cup of coffee. That part reached my expectations for the washed Central American Geisha. But what was really nice was it was unique enough to stand out in that there were some kind of nicer herbal components that came to it. After I made myself the 2nd cup of coffee, I really just sat down and enjoyed it because it's one of those coffees that it's a truly special experience, and it lived up to both the hype from the roaster and the type of coffee it was. Alright, and coming in at number 1 and yeah. Alright, we'll just go with it. Coming in at number 1 for me was the Natural Ethiopia Shantawini from Manhattan Coffee Roasters. And I've gone back and watched this video, and the video doesn't really do it justice for how much I truly loved this coffee. Let me say about Manhattan real quick. They were my favorite coffee or roaster of the year. There was a washed Columbia Geisha that I made a video for that I didn't put up on this channel because my advent calendar arrived before I could. But that coffee probably would have finished 3rd place for me on this list too. I had a couple of cups of coffee that were made for me from Manhattan this year, not even including that washed Ponderosa Panama, that were just truly spectacular. Stuff that tasted like butterscotch, and that Columbia tasted like some really soft and beautiful white flowers. But as far as this Natural Ethiopia went, it was the epitome of, I think, what a lot of people love from fruit bombs. Great strawberry, blueberry, and cherry flavors, and even though I've been kind of burnt out on the cherries, those blueberries and strawberries were so beautiful, so delightful, and I mean, you were just drinking fruit juice at this one. And the fact that it could beat out something like that Central American Geisha for me, or the coffee from Sweet Bloom, even the Panama from Passenger, just is kind of a testament to both how good the coffee roaster was for me this year, as well as that specific coffee was. I can't highlight or emphasize how much I really enjoyed that coffee, and I even contemplated buying a 2nd and 3rd bag of that. And as a result, I've gone back, and Manhattan has been really high on my list. I've looked at all of their coffees, and I really want to purchase and try more of their coffees, because this coffee, being just kind of it's competing against some special coffees. The rest of those coffees on the top 5 list, with the exception of the Onyx, were specialty coffees, like rare coffees, and this one was just that good that it beat those out for me. But yeah, I'm not going to gush any more about any of those coffees. I mean, you can kind of hear it, but here's what I'll end with, and here's my request for this. So I have had a couple of requests to review some coffees, and I'm going to give shout outs to those people right now. So Jeremiah has requested that I review the Worka Sicaro from Devout Coffee in Fremont, California, and Colin has requested that I try the Natural Columbia from Felix Roasting Company out in New York City. So I want a couple more requests from people for me to review and to try. I believe both of these coffees are still available for me to purchase, so once I get to those other couple of requests, I would like maybe 2-3 more requests. I want to put these coffees in a blind taste test video and see if I can pick them out and kind of rate them. I know I'm really putting myself in a kind of bind, knowing I'll have to put one of my subscribers and viewers lists as coffees at last. But it's something I really want to do, and I really want to try some coffees that you guys are interested in or want to suggest to me as well. So my request is just comment down below if there's a coffee that you want me to try or review on this channel and you want to put up in this blind taste test against those other coffees. My only request is that you kind of keep it in the same range. These coffees, I believe, range from $18 to $30, so don't go anything too overly special, so that way we're kind of competing on a fair ground. And neither of these are overly special coffees, so no like geishas or cidras, anything that's out there overly special, just kind of so we can keep them in a competitive level in the same ballpark. But I'll leave it at that. It's been an interesting year for everybody, and I've really enjoyed making these videos. So thanks, and I'm looking forward to making so many more videos in 2021. So if you want to watch a lot of these videos, then please subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and give this video a like. But this right here was the second part of my top 10 coffees of 2020 list. I really appreciate you all, and thank you for watching.